Hi, my name is Dan Whitehead, and I'm the writer and director of Good Luck Duck, as well as the voice of the duck.
And my name is Patrick Howard. I was the script supervisor and first assistant director.
And here's the movie. So this movie originally was written to be very simply done. I knew going into it that I'd be working on two other projects, one being Patrick's, one being our friend Gerald's, and I wanted something that I could do really easily that was comedic and fun and just had a lot of charm to it, and also, it could be done in a quick amount of time. So I wrote it with our apartment in mind and with as few characters as possible, and I also wanted to voice a character, so it kind of all meshed into what you're about to see here. So I'll just mention Tori here, Tori Caldwell, who's a theater major at Stevenson. She was a freshman at the time here. We happened to meet at a event over the summer. I was a orientation leader, and we met, and I was telling her about the film, and she just thought it was a great idea. So I basically just casted her without any audition. I just kind of had her come into the role, and she came
She
in.
did a
And
pretty good job.
yeah, she did. I think she gave exactly what I was looking for, and was able to. I mean, it's not easy to act to something that's not there with a voice somewhere else, kind of, playing along
that's
with
a
you.
pretty big thing, obstacle to work through.
Yeah. And this duck here, what we found, I kind of did a big search because I didn't want it to be just like your stereotypical bathroom duck. I wanted it to have a little personality. And I knew I wanted it to be yellow, and originally I was going to have it where it changes colors. And in a scene that you'll see in a second, it kind of plays into that more, where he was going to kind of change with his different moods, similar to a mood ring. We ended up changing it where he just stays yellow, and luckily we shot kind of for both options. But this one I found on Amazon, and it came with a yellow, blue, purple, and pink duck, and I ordered two of each, kind of stunt duck and hero duck. But again, we ended up just using one yellow duck. So this scene here was the very first scene we shot, I believe, and it was kind of one I was excited about because it involved some food, and it involved a kind of a joke of like, how did he prepare spaghetti, and he's a rubber duck, and you never see him move and all that kind of stuff. So I just thought it really worked well, and I kind of put that subtle hint in there that maybe he's an alcoholic with the drink, because she has water and he has whiskey. But yeah, and then we just threw that quick little like sight gag in there with the hair. So
And here comes the. Oh, is this the poop farting scene?
Yeah, this is coming up to it. So this scene, this is another scene where originally he was going to be turned green. We couldn't find a green duck, so that kind of started to devolve that idea of him changing colors. But he originally was going to be green, to be like sick and woozy and all that kind of stuff. But again, it changed to be that he was yellow the whole time, and I just kind of acted more to it. So all of these sounds that you hear are a mixture of myself just making little fart noises into a microphone, and my brother and I dropping a thing of Play-Doh that a friend of mine, Kai, got me into a big pot of water, like a pot that you'd make pasta in, just bloop, 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 just dropping it in there. And we just kind of gave all of these sound effects to my editor, Kayla Red, and she just kind of went to town on them. And I told her, I said, I don't want any sound effects when Kelly's speaking, as if he's being respectful to her to not fart
I
and
think we
poop.
also had was it 10 one-liners, like one after the other, that we tried.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what the ones that we settled on.
Yeah, I tried a couple lines because obviously I recorded my lines after the movie had finished shooting, or had pretty much finished shooting. And yeah, we tried a couple different lines. Throughout the whole project, I was constantly changing the script. But the problem was we were limited to what I could say, because obviously Tori had her lines that once we filmed them, we weren't going to go back and reshoot. So we only had so many things that she could then react to. So we had to kind of work around that. So it was a little bit of a restriction there, but there was some creative wiggle room that I was able to kind of mess around and try some different things.
Yeah, I think if in terms of obstacles that we had to get around, I think one scene just in terms of continuity that we had to cut out entirely, or just like a chunk of dialogue. I think it was this scene right here.
It's this scene here. Yeah, at breakfast, it just kind of went on too long. I wrote it, and it read faster in my mind when I was writing it, and read funnier in my mind. And then ultimately, it just didn't play as funny as I had wanted. So I ended up just cutting it out and making it work. And it's funny because a lot of the frustrations she has in this scene as her character are frustrations I had when I was writing it. I was writing it towards the end of sophomore year, beginning of junior year, I think. I kind of sat on this script for about a year. And I was taking this English class at the time that I just didn't really enjoy, so I kind of threw that into the script. It's a common thing, obviously, to write, write what you know, write what you're dealing with, and that kind of thing. So I kind of incorporated that into the script here. But yeah, it definitely was a lot longer, and we since chopped it down, and originally the cut had it in there. It was, they say you make your movie in the edit as well as in the script, and when there's that 3 levels. So this brought it out of the script. And the color correction, it bounces around a lot. I mean, this was a lot darker in there when we filmed. We didn't do as much lighting, I guess, as we thought we needed, and it ended up being really dark. So
I know this scene has a couple cameos from our crew. Like I think Jonathan Kushishkis was in that guy with the little beanie who walked by.
Yep, he was our sound guy for a lot of it, and just an all around, just kind of helping around. And he walked by. I think Red walks by in it, our editor, but she didn't make the final cut.
I think it was like Red and I were like walking by, but yeah, it was cut out. And this was like, I think this is what we first shot.
This was on the first day as well, and then also the scene that follows this little montage here. And this was just kind of another one of these sight gags where, okay, she has sunglasses, and then a second ago he didn't have sunglasses, but now he does. And, and that kind of like, oh, where did he get those sunglasses from? And then, yeah, this scene right here was also filmed on the very first day. And it was funny because I remember her saying, she's like, do I have to eat the ice cream? I said, no, you can just, pretend or whatever. And I took a picture with the duck covered in ice cream, and I posted a picture, and I was like, so pretty good weekend from 40-Year-Old Virgin. And I remember Gabby, our friend, was just like, oh my God, what did you do to that duck? Because I guess it looked a little...
Yeah, our friend Nate had the same, like, is that ice cream?
yeah. I had to clarify a little bit. So this, the letter, obviously I hand wrote it myself and signed it and everything.
Elvish penmanship.
Thank you. It's actually duck.
Oh.
It's penmanship. Yeah. No. And I think I have the letter somewhere as like a prop. I have duck, but yeah. And it was supposed to be that he kind of like, I saw him as like a Mary Poppins or a Nanny McPhee. He kind of came in unexpectedly and unexplained, helped her out a little bit, and then kind of moved on. But I think the point is, or that plot point was a little bit lost in here. Something I would have wanted to enforce a little bit more if I were to redo it or do a longer version and stuff like that.
What was cut out was kind of an alternate ending where you were
yes,
kind of like the personification of duck.
Yeah, so originally when the duck voice in its first iteration was just my normal speaking voice as you're hearing now. And I had a final scene where I'm wearing a duck shirt that says Duck Power or something. And I come knocking on the door, and it's kind of supposed to imply that, like, is he human? Is it kind of like a Princess and the Frog kind of thing? What's the deal was? And then I changed the voice to be what you hear in the movie of like this like kind of Brooklyn-y Boston accent kind of thing. And so then that final scene didn't work. And we would have had to reshoot it anyway because it was a little bit overexposed and all that kind of stuff. I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. We'll just leave it on the cutting room floor, as people say. So, yeah, my cameo didn't make it in, but I'm not disappointed.
Right.
So thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the extra little commentary and the video itself. And maybe if it made you laugh, then that was the whole entire point. And hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks a lot.